Almost everyone can relate to certain ads that have stuck with them over the years. It might be one of those political ads, or maybe one of those really clever ones that give you a good laugh. For some viewers, it would be a kind of ad that reminded us that we are special. The ones that made us feel personally connected to a brand are forever memorable to us. As a fan of the Google Pixel, an easy example of this was the Google Pixel Best Phones Forever ad series.
What a gorgeous day. What do you say we shoot some videos? iPhone? Oh no, iPhone! Don't you die on me. Huh? Come on, power up. You can do it. There we go. You okay?
At first glance, you might think you just watched a cute video about a make-believe world where iPhones and Google Pixel were BFFs. However, a closer look will help you realize you just saw an ad validating why you should get a Pixel. The ad is very stylishly positioning the iPhone's battery as weaker and the Pixel as the superior phone. Today, we'll be examining 3 things: how many ads we see, why we see so many ads, and how these ads actually control us and, in turn, control the world. The attack of the ads. The average person receives between 4,000 and 10,000 ads each day. A healthy dose of skepticism would have you wondering if we actually receive thousands of ads each day. Well, to answer, that number is an estimate from digital marketing experts, since it's difficult to track every single ad we see each day. Something to remember is precisely what an ad is. An ad or advertisement is a message on a product, brand, or service to promote viewership and attract interest, engagement, and sales. This means that anything that reminds you of a brand and sends a message to you is an ad, inclusive of the free shirt you got at your local gas station. I mean, that is the main reason politicians give away free stuff during the election. When you wear your free shirt, you are essentially a mobile ad. This also applies to designer brands and other similar products. Each time you wear the branded item, you are running ads for the brand. These ads also include more conventional ads, such as billboards that you might come across multiple times each day, radio and TV ads, digital ads, celebrity endorsements, and social media influencer posts. You could be on your favorite social media platform watching or reading a funny post and not realize the post is promoted content. Over the course of the day, the numbers add up. I mean, if you really think about how social media companies work, you would reconsider the number of ads you end up seeing daily. Let's just pause and consider just where we are. As much as we all love YouTube for giving us great, amazing content, the reason YouTube provides great, amazing content for free is to keep you here on YouTube for as long as it can. Why? Ads. The longer you stay here, the more ads you encounter. The YouTube algorithm is designed to pay attention to your demands and give you precisely what you want. That's why when you watch that one cute cat video, you often find 5 cuter cat videos conveniently queued up for you. Although the YouTube algorithm can be frustrating for most content creators to understand and predict, it's widely known that longer videos do better on the platform. Longer videos have more room for ads. A 4-minute video only has ads at the beginning of a video, but videos above 10 minutes allow ads in the middle of the video. And that's why the best YouTubers, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, even Nastya, make longer videos. A survey of the top 250,000 channels found the average video length was between 13 and 14 minutes. And this quest to satisfy the almighty algorithm is not just YouTube. All social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, LinkedIn, you name it, they're all designed to keep your attention. Each social media platform has its own tools and tricks to keep you continuously engaged, from the infinite scroll to keep you scrolling for hours, to the simple like button that gives you a feel-good shot of dopamine, to the comment section that keeps you drawn in a continuous social war. It might seem flattering to have all these social media platforms giving you free content and fawning over your attention. But as a former Google and Facebook engineer, Justin Rosenstein, said before,
all these services on the internet that we think of as free, but they're not free. They're paid for by advertisers. Why do advertisers pay those companies? They pay in exchange for showing their ads to us. We're the product. Our attention is the product.
This is why social media companies now compete directly for your attention with their unique algorithms. The simple business model is the more time you spend online, the more ads they get paid for. This is why, with their team of engineers, psychologists, and marketers, they try to influence us and make use of our data. But in recent years, the attack of the ads has become even more pervasive and aggressive. Over the years, we've seen the quality of ads rise to a certain level that is almost cinematic. But these days, we've taken a step forward from having product placements in cinema to cinema itself becoming product placement. Movies like the Super Mario Bros. Or Barbie are few examples. In fact, a company called Brand Storytelling has, for the past 7 years, held a festival for brand content alongside the Sundance Film Festival. According to Brand Storytelling CEO and co-founder Rick Parkhill, brand film submissions have tripled in the past 3 years. When you have companies like Saint Laurent partnering with Sony, top directors and actors like Pedro, Pascal, and Hawke, or when you have the Marvel Cinematic Universe requesting its writers to rewrite an Ironman villain from female to male so that Ironman toys can sell better, you've got to wonder, how many ads do you see every day? Really? Isn't it more than 4,000? Is there anything you see that isn't an ad? But perhaps the crucial question to ask is, how do these companies know what to put in front of you? Purpose of ads. It's obvious now that most companies use ads, marketing, and branding to influence us. With the amount of data provided by our own selves, social media platforms, and the internet, there is enough information on how to curate specific ads targeted at us. There are some ads that we see that feel like our minds are being read. Before you know you're hungry, you're prompted to buy food. And even more impressively, before your family knows you're pregnant, the ads do. In 2012, there was news about a father who only knew his daughter was pregnant after Target sent baby coupons to their house. Like most companies, Target data mines customer data and assigns a guest ID number to identify each customer. This guest ID ties in all relevant information, such as credit card, name, and email address, and stores all their purchases. As a strategy to get ahead of their competition, Target devised a set of patterns related to pregnant women, such as large quantities of unscented lotion. Target, through its lead statistician, Andrew Pohl, collated 25 products together to assign each shopper a pregnancy prediction score. Target even estimated the pregnancy due date. Using this information, Target sent coupons for baby items in line with their pregnancy scores and estimated due dates. Target noticed that some people were freaked out that they received pregnancy-related coupons, so they sent personalized books for those with high pregnancy scores. The journalist behind this story on Target highlighted the sharp rise in Target's revenue from $44 billion in 2002 to $67 billion in 2010, coinciding with when the statistician Andrew Pohl was hired. Essentially, the right coupons targeted at the right person can boost sales. This is reflected in how different industries spend on ads. The leading industry with respect to its total spending on advertising is the retail industry. Businesses like Target invest about 21.9% of their budget on advertising to retain their customers and convert other customers. There are many techniques for making ads and marketing campaigns. However, researchers at the University of California, Los Angeles and George Washington University noticed two types of ads. The first is called the logical persuasion. that provides straight facts about their products. The second type of ad was referred to as the non-rational influence, as it circumvents a customer's awareness by depicting fun, vague, or sexy scenes that seem to have nothing to do with the product. It might sound a little confusing, but a quick look at ads would explain the point. Looking for a present-day example of logical persuasion was quite the task. Even the ads that inform seem to have resemblances of the non-rational influence. However, an ad from the 1960s worked perfectly as a logical persuasion ad.
Uh-oh. Ketchup.
Oh! I wish somebody would invent a ketchup bottle that squirts where you aim it.
Mrs. Porter, I've got the next best thing. A new invention from Procter & Gamble. It absorbs like magic. It's called Bounty, the new paper towel that actually attracts moisture. Watch. See Bounty attracting, absorbing moisture. That's because it's more than just paper. It's made a unique new way from a special formula of 6 ingredients, spun into a wonderful new towel. Look again. Compare it to the leading towel.
The 1960 Procter & Gamble Bounty ad focused on the product and why it's better than its competitors. Here is a look at a modern-day ad from Bounty.
And tonight's winning numbers are 18, 55, 39, 71, and 43.
43?
Those numbers again.
We won! Yes! Quick! The quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Although the recent ad is still logical to a degree, it is also a non-rational influence by dramatizing its product as a hero. A great example of the non-rational influence ad is the Lancôme New Idol ad.
Can you hear that? That's the sound of thunder and bangs. That's us, coming for change.
This ad for perfume is totally unrelated to the perfume. All it does is evoke emotions. In this case, maybe courage and change. This is deliberate. In many cases, even ads that would fall into the logical persuasion category are still deceptive. The food industry is the most guilty of this. In fact, you would probably run into a misleading food ad if you went on social media or switched on your television. Words like organic, natural, all natural ingredients, low fat, low calorie, no added sugar, sugar-free, and gluten-free are some of the most common misleading labels from food ads and labels. They are often thrown around to give the perception that meals are healthier than they actually are. Food ads are also marginally different from the ads we see on TV. To be specific, the food in ads is usually bigger, juicier, and crispier than they actually are. Imagine watching this on your TV.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good.
And instead, receiving this. Apparently, the food ad industry sometimes uses other products to prop up their meals to look radically different. Some people might term such differences between the advertised product and the actual product as false advertising. Some displeased customers in Miami went as far as to file a class action lawsuit against Burger King. Another action filed in New York was recently dismissed by a federal court. It seems the trend of consumers fighting back at deceptive ads is rising, but the truth of how we actually behave with respect to these ads reveals that we're actually not in control. Advertisement animals. Remember the comparison I made a few seconds ago, comparing a logical persuasion ad from Bounty with a non-rational influence ad from Idol with Zendaya in it? Well, like I said, the Idol ad had nothing to do with perfumes, and that was deliberate. Researchers examined the brains of consumers exposed to logical persuasion ads and non-rational influence ads. The research revealed brain regions involved in decision-making and emotional processing. The hippocampus, the amygdala, the orbitofrontal, and anterior cingulate regions experiencing higher activity levels during logical persuasion ads. The brain regions are related to restricting response to certain stimuli, helping you resist an impulse purchase. However, for non-rational influence ads, these brain regions were less engaged. One of the researchers, Ian Cook, professor of psychiatry at the Semel Institute for Neuroscience and Human Behavior, UCLA, suggested the results mean consumers might have less restraint to impulse purchase for the non-rational ads. And when you think about it, a lot of this type of non-rational influence elements go into what a brand is, or has to be. Companies create brands where everything is curated, beyond a distinct logo, colors, and other visual elements, to create a personality for their products. Apple is arguably the leading company in branding. With the highest rated brand value of $240 billion, Apple has managed to distinguish itself as the #1 in the convoluted smartphone industry. Most people refer to Apple for innovation, design, and customer experience. However, beyond its innovation, design, and premium features, Apple also markets its products in a way that fosters emotional bonds and a sense of belonging with users. Michael Platt, professor of marketing, psychology, and neuroscience, performed an experiment on brand loyalty on the users of Apple and Samsung, examining the neurological response to each product. The experiment was simple. Both customers received different news on Apple and Samsung, and their responses were noted. Apple users had strong emotional and social connections to the Apple community and brand. Samsung users had little reaction to Samsung news, but had positive responses to negative news from Apple. This experiment might explain why Samsung has had a number of ads attacking the iPhones, assuming its users dislike Apple more than they like Samsung.
Hey, what are you doing up there? You can't sit on the fence.
But on the Samsung side, they have folding phones and an epic camera.
Did you say folding phones?
Yeah.
You don't want to leave. We're waiting for all that to come over here.
Why? It's already over there.
Because that's what we do. We wait. We wait.
Platt's experiment reinforces the brand value of Apple, but also reveals an opportunity to capture Samsung users. However, it is a bit unsettling just how fast advertisement and all its subsets, inclusive of marketing and branding, have come. Now, we have an entire field of neuromarketing, an industry worth $3 billion, where cognitive methods are explored to understand customers and interact with them more efficiently. The neuromarketing industry is set to reach $6.5 billion by 2032. Experiments similar to Professor Platt's are carried out on competition. There's even experiments measuring the dilation of pupils to different products. Branding, ads, and marketing, they do have some positives. Tracing the history of ads shows that even in ancient Egypt, there were ads highlighting unique fabrics. One of the surviving artifacts of the lost city of Pompeii was branded fish sauce by someone known as Umbricius Scarus. Branding also comes with reputational guarantees. For example, during the existence of the Soviet Union and its communism, products such as bread were left without brands. This caused challenges differentiating the good and bad bread. More important than bread, ship nudges were also unbranded, and this led to ships sinking to the bottom of the sea. This was a clear example of the good needed from branding, ads, and marketing to develop relationships with consumers. Popular brands also build trust and loyalty from us. This usually forms a two-way relationship where the known brands commit to certain standards. The problem with this relationship is that the companies typically want to control you like animals, essentially making you act in their own interest. So they use marketing and advertising techniques to shift your mind. One of the most common techniques is known as fear of missing out, otherwise known as FOMO. This typically works with some form of scarcity. A classic example happens with luxury items. Think about those cars you read about that there are only 2 ever created, like the 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. In some cases, companies use ads to create fear. Just fear. For instance, a series of Listerine ads coined the term halitosis, which means bad breath. Although bad breath was not widely accepted after these ads, halitosis became a scary medical term that could cause social isolation. The simple ad campaign impacted the mouthwash industry. Listerine grew sales from $115,000 to over $8 million in about 7 years. Another strategy is to mirror values. Some ad campaigns demonstrate your favorite brands associated with the values you share. This helps to foster a deeper connection with you. Coke created one of the most successful and celebrated ads ever by aligning with values on racial equality as far back as 1971. This was just a simple ad of people of different races singing together on a hill, but it really struck a bond in the hearts of many people. And when you think about it, the ad was just an example of non-rational influence. Very little of the feelings from the ad relate to Coca-Cola. Ad companies also pay celebrities a lot of money to endorse their products. Air Jordan is perhaps the biggest success story in endorsements. Jordan received $500,000 plus royalties to promote its Air Jordan sneakers for 5 years in 1984. Consumers already feel connected to their favorite player, so the endorsement plays on the strong desire to be closer to their sports idol. The effect of this ad world we live in, where we cannot trust anything we see or feel from ads, is even scarier when you think about the trends. The ad market seems to be on the rise. The ad industry is projected to reach $1.088 trillion this year. With digital ads on the rise, it's hard to see anything other than the utter dominance of ads. More importantly, they're everywhere. And sometimes, you can't even tell. Most people will watch this video on YouTube preceded or interrupted by an ad at some point. It is important to note that although we live in an ad world, ads wouldn't be anything without us. This means that although we are powerless to control the number of ads we are exposed to, we may be able to consciously take back the control these ads have over us.